What's up, my babies? Welcome back to another video. This video is me showing you how I do a middle part bust down sew-in, honey, that has us all in the chokehold. So if you're interested, just keep on watching.
Brown baller, take one. Action. That's a wrap.
Okay, babe, so we're gonna hop straight into this video. As you can see, I've already done my braid pattern and foundation, just some small braids all the way to the back and just connecting them, and then I have my leave out here on the side. I definitely went ahead and put on a net. I'm just a net girl, especially when it comes to sewing, simply because it helps with the tension and, you know, helping the sew-in last a little bit longer. I'm showing you guys this oil that I actually forgot to put on before I put the net on, child. Like, I did everything backwards, but that's okay. This is my homemade oil with all of the essential oils, all of the, you know, different type of oils. It's literally the mix or dupe that I made of the Miel drops, because Miel done went crazy raising these prices, child. So I went ahead and started to make my own drops, and I actually added some aloe vera in this. So if you guys are interested, let me know and I will show you guys that video. I'm showing you guys the bundles. These are raw extensions. I believe they're Vietnamese or Filipino. I will leave the link in the description box so you guys can find out. This is my second install using these, and I had a little bit of shedding, so I went ahead and used this Salon Pro 30-second Easy Track Weft Sealer. I wanted to see exactly how it was going to help with the shedding. So far, so good. I haven't had as much shedding since I put this on my tracks as I had from the first time that I installed it. I still get little pieces, but you know, it's a work in progress. And I will have a review on this hair a little bit later, maybe in this video. So I'm starting off with the first track. I have 4 bundles of 28 inches, and this is, again, like Filipino wavy, I believe. And I'm starting with that first track. I have it doubled, and I'm trying to go underneath that back braid in the back, if you guys can see, just so that I can kind of squeeze as much hair as possible onto my head. I have like a small big head, if that makes sense. Like, it's really small, but it's like big at the same time. So it's sometimes hard to squeeze a lot of bundles on my head, and these bundles are really full and thick for it to be a 28-inch bundle. So your girl had to squeeze as much as possible. Okay, so I'm just going along and making sure I have those tracks kind of tucked underneath in case I wanted to put the hair in a ponytail. It will be a lot easier for me to flip it up, or whatever the case is. So I'm going to show you guys how I flip the bundles just to make sure that they are flat. We want flat installs all around. So when I flip the bundle, I only sew on the very one track, if that makes sense. Like, I'm only sewing one track, and I have the second track kind of like underneath. So then once I sew it in place maybe like 3 or 4 times in that same spot, just to make sure that it's down and secure, I then pick up that second track and continue to sew the tracks together. I hope that makes sense, because it was kind of a lot of words, but yeah. When it comes to the flip over method, instead of cutting your wefts, which is gonna cause more shedding, you want to make sure that you get that flip as flat as possible, and that for me is just a method to make sure that it is very flat. So again, once I flip it, I go ahead and only sew down one of the tracks, and then once I have looped my needle through the weft, by the way, not underneath but through the weft, only on the flip part, I go through like 3 or 4 times, then I pick up that second track. So here, you guys, I'm just gonna literally continue to sew. I love the nets because it allows me to get more hair on, and it doesn't pull on the braids. Like, a lot of people were anti sew-ins back in the day, especially because sew-ins used to pull on their hair, and we didn't really use nets as much as I in my opinion would say that we use them now. Like, I remember getting sew-ins when I was in high school and college in 2000, you know, 12, 13, and I didn't have no net on my head. But now it's just a completely different time, and it's all about taking care of our natural hair. Like, these are protective styles, and we don't want to damage our hair with the protective style. Like, it literally doesn't make sense. So again, I'm just trying to find ways to grow my hair and efficiently grow my hair without putting too much tension and stress on my hair as well. So once I get to the front of the sew-in, I go ahead and try to curve the tracks a little bit going forward and up, if that makes sense. So instead of just coming all the way to that front braid and then just flipping it back in a straight line, I kind of curve it going toward the top a bit, so then it creates kind of like a horseshoe U shape. This is going to give the illusion when your hair is kind of falling in the front of your face. You can already see like the track is like falling in the front versus just going straight down. So just remember that. Some people like to start like they first tracks going all the way to the front of that top braid, that anchor braid. For me, because I had so many bundles, I wanted to get at least 1.5 bundles in my head before I began to pull those tracks all the way to the front. And it still ended up working out. So yeah. Also, the stitch method that I am using, I am literally looping my needle under my weft, not through. Again, except for on when I'm flipping it, I loop it through or under the weft, and then I wrap the thread 2 times around my needle. I've been doing this method since I started doing my own sew-ins. Of course, YouTube University taught me, and I can't even remember the videos that I watched, but yeah, I've been doing this method for a long time. And what this allows to happen is when one stitch comes undone, your whole track is not gonna fall out, because each time you wrap that thread around the needle, it creates its own knot. So even if you missed one little, patch, it's still gonna be secure, because every time you stitch your hair, it's creating a knot. So I hope that makes sense, y'all. I'm saying a whole bunch of words. It's late where I am. It's literally going on 2 o'clock in the morning. So y'all get what I'm saying. But you see, okay, baby ain't going nowhere. You see each thing is knitted and stitched properly as we continue. So I'm just continuing on moving through my bundles. I'm probably on bundle number 3.5 maybe now, trying to figure out a way how I'm gonna stitch all of my bundles in. I like really full hair. Like, I like to squeeze as much hair in my head as possible. So I'm really trying to find the space to squeeze all 4 of these bundles in. Now, the closer I get to the top, I am now only using a single track. I'm no longer double wefting it. So after maybe like the second bundle, I go ahead and with the 3rd and 4th and only use the single track method, and I just continue to flip it over. This is going to allow us to have a flat install, which is what we want ideally. Y'all, don't look at my pits, okay? I was trying to grow them out for a wax. Mind your business. This is a judgment-free zone. Don't judge me. But anywho, yeah, so just remember, when you get closer to the top of your head, you want your install to be as flat as possible. Also, I don't know if you guys seen at the beginning, and you can kind of see right now a bit around my leave out, my anchor braids were a little bit bigger than what I wanted them to be. For the flattest install, child, you want the smallest anchor braid. So I'm just showing you guys how much I have left and how flat my hair is. I did have a lot of hair left to put in. Like, I was trying to squeeze. This is maybe like, again, maybe like a half a bundle. Not that much, but I wanted to get all of this hair in, as you can see from my face. So that is the mission that I'm gonna do. I did squeeze some of those tracks in throughout the back of my head, where I felt like there was some spaces where I could squeeze in, which I didn't necessarily put on camera. But like I said, every bundle and every inch of track will go into my head. Like, that is literally my that is literally my goal. And I was in the middle of being a taste tester, child, for some guacamole, and it was giving me everything I needed. I was very hungry at this point. Again, mind your business on my pits. So by this point, we're pretty much almost done putting in the rest of those bundles, and I will show you guys exactly how flat it is. I did end up not styling it on camera. I do have another video, my sewing maintenance video, on how I will style my hair and how I show you guys how I wash it, and just keep up the maintenance on it. But child, this is the finished look. I went ahead and straightened my leave out, or pressed it out so you guys can see, but this is the finished result. I hope that you all enjoyed this video. The next couple clips, I'll show you guys me getting all dolled up, which is like the end of my sew-in maintenance video, so definitely be on the lookout for that. Anyways, that is the end of this video. Make sure you guys thumbs up, comment down below any comments, questions, or concerns, subscribe, and don't forget to follow me on my socials. Thank you so much for watching. I can't wait to see you in the next one. Give me a kiss. Mwah.